But what I did was I somewhat altered the context of what I wanted to speak on, and I somewhat shifted a different way. So maybe another time I will do another sermon on elevators. But the reason why I did that was for the past few weeks, and it has been happening. Every time you turn around or you read something on the news or internet, for me, it seems as if that someone is always dying. It's just people, it just seems as if that they're just dropping off just off the face of the earth. And sometimes when we see that, we begin to look at our own mortality. And you begin to ask yourselves questions as, when is it going to happen to me? when is it going to happen to you? And these are normal thoughts that present itself because we know eventually we all have to go sometime, but we just don't know when. So when I look at elevators, I try to configure it in a way where I can talk about Luke 16, but also to encourage your heart and your spirit at the same time, so you don't walk out of here worrying about when you are going to die, if you were to die, and all of that good stuff, because death is it's a scary subject for a lot of people to talk about. That's just one thing people don't want to talk about. But a child of God's view and perspective of the unknown is different than a person that is not saved. Now, if we look at elevators, and just listen to these, please, listen to these. When you look at an elevator, the main purpose of an elevator, it is to get you to different levels. That can be natural, or it can also be spiritual. Some elevators, the ride is smooth, some rough, and some, they are slower than others. I know when we get into elevators, when it starts shaking, we start getting scared, right? Yeah. No? All right. But now, when you enter into an elevator, everyone will get off on a different floor depending on what type of business they are trying to look into or to look at. Sometimes you don't even have to press the button yourself. Why? Because there are others that are also going to your exact floor, and they will press that button for you. Now, when we look at faith, faith is trust and believe, and we believe the engineers did everything possible to make sure that when you press that button, you will get off on the floor that you press. Mm-hmm. It would be somewhat scary if you were to press 2 and you get off at 12. Mm-hmm. That would be scary. So you have so much faith in that engineer that all the gadgets will work. You have so much faith that they will all work naturally. So when we look at a spiritual elevator, there is also an engineer. And he has also put every mechanism, every gadget possible. So when you go in, you will get off on the right floor based on the button you press, or the button someone pressed for you, and you agree based on the light that is showing you you that that's my floor, that's my button that has been pressed. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that wonderful? So we know that elevators, depending on how many floors they are, they can function at the top. They can function in the middle. They can function on the bottom, unless you're stuck. Now, being stuck is not a good thing, is it? Being locked in, it's not a good thing, is it? But in order for that elevator to move, there always has to be a pressing of a button. Always. Otherwise, it will just sit. But eventually, someone needs to travel somewhere. And most times, we don't want to use the stairs, do we? Most times, we don't want you. An elevator is just like life. You will enter in, but you also have to exit. Otherwise, you're going to be in there all day. Now, imagine this. Can you imagine being trapped in a building and you cannot get out? Take your mind. Can you imagine that? When you are trapped in a building and you can't get out, you are going to try to find a what? An exit. Always. Because we don't ever want to have that feeling that we are trapped. We don't ever want to have the feeling that we are not able to escape. We don't ever want that feeling. It's discouraging. Can you imagine being in your body and it's deteriorating and you are pumped up with drugs just to keep you alive? Can you imagine that? Well, there are a lot of individuals that are in hospitals. Their bodies are deteriorating and they are using prescription drugs in order to keep them alive. How would any of us feel while we are alive, we are suffering, and we are fully aware? How would you feel that whether it's you or a family member, fully alive, fully aware of your suffering, but you still can't do anything about it? Are those scary things to think about? Yes or no? Y'all talk. Yes or no? They're scary. They're frightening, correct? Yeah. Those are things that I wouldn't want to deal with. But these are things that we have to deal with. Do you ever feel as if that you have been forced to deal with stuff you just don't want to deal with? We feel like that every day. Why do I have to go through this? Why do I have to deal with this? When will it pass? When will it be over? When will it be done with? I've been feeling such and such a way for however long. And you feel as if that it's continuous. You can't escape. Sometimes when we finish with one issue, one problem, another one start up. So it's as if that our lives are just filled with issues and problems. But see, a child of God will remember trouble on every side, right? See, when problems arise, we forget that the Bible speaks to us and says there's trouble on every side. We forget, and we forget quickly because we become so focused on the trouble. Yeah? But I want to tell you and encourage you that God has given you and I a way out of trouble. He has. There is always an exit. Some of us don't like the exit. And I'm laughing because I'm talking to me. I think it was Bob Marley that says that many wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. We tired of trouble. We don't want trouble. But the avenue that has been provided for trouble to cease, some people would prefer to watch their loved ones sitting in a hospital pumped up on drugs because they don't want them to leave. They want the trouble to cease, but they don't want them to pass. Sometimes we are selfish. Have y'all ever? Yeah?
Yes, we are.
Sometimes we are very selfish. Sometimes we are not even thinking about the person that's in the pain, in the suffering, that's trapped in this body. We are thinking about, I'm not ready for you to go. I'm not ready to feel the hurt and the pain of you leaving. Am I saying to any of you that's easy? No, it's not. No, it's not. Can you imagine a person jailed for a life sentence for committing a crime? We see that where? In our natural prison system, yes? I can assure you this. If you look at the world system and look at the Bible, everything that is occurring in this world, you will see it in the Bible if you are looking. So when we go through this sentence for life, cannot escape, regardless of what you do. Why? Because then the crime that was committed, it has a lasting effect on your life. So I want to cut this short so we can go down. So let's go into the verses in verse 19. Is there anything wrong with money? No? But what is wrong with people when it comes to money? They get greedy. And the love of money is the what? The root of all evil, right? The Bible says that money answers all things, right? Right? You need money here on this earth. And I heard someone make the statement that many of you are fighting the wrong enemy. You are fighting the devil, and it says the devil has no power over you at all. Has no power. He only has power based on what you have what? Given to who? To him. It says don't give place to the enemy, right? But it says the love of money is the root of all evil. So it seems that we ought to worry about the money more than the devil. The Bible just said don't give him place. And you have the power not to give him place. So let's look at this young man. Verse 19 states, there was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day. He was fortunate. He had everything going for him. He had a stream of income. So this person, it didn't seem as if he had much to worry about. How many of us would want to live like that? Huh? So look at this person as someone that he felt all his needs were met. And he didn't have any worries or concern. And he lived. But look at many of us, or how many of us view ourselves, and look at how many of us view our status right now. Look, verse 20. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate, full of sores, and desiring to be fed with crumbs, which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. Two different situations, two different status. Just a raise of hands. Who would want to be the rich man? Y'all don't lie to me. Come on. Come on. Who would choose to be in the place of Lazarus? Not me. I don't want to have to worry about sores. I don't want to have to worry about not having a bed. I want when I get up in the morning, I can start my car and my car says, boom, boom. Now, I want when I open my refrigerator, I see some lobster tail. I see sirloin. I don't want to be worried about eating peanut butter and jelly. Yeah? No? Come on. These are two different situations in which that we see every day. And the person that is in the second situation, you will consider him not being somewhat of a happy person. And we will depict the person in the first that they have it all. And they are living it up. And they don't have any worries or concern. Verse 22. Now listen to what happened. Please tell somebody life happens. Tell someone the situations will change.
Situations will change.
Tell someone the first will be last.
The first will be last.
And the last first.
And the last first.
But how many of us are willing to wait until we get to the first?
Right.
How many of us are willing to have confidence that God will work it out?
Yes.
How many of us have it in heart that God will make a way out of no way? How many of us believe that even though you may be at the gate right now, even though you may have some sores, because some of us are hurting.
Yeah.
Some of us need some places in our lives where we need a Band-Aid.
Yep. Right.
Whatever that Band-Aid is, to assist us and to help us so that we can feel better, so that we can feel more as if that we are in harmony with nature and life and our families and our friends. So, yes, Lazarus, he had issues and he had problems. He had concerns. But the rich man, he didn't seem like he had much. How many of you look at people with an outward appearance and say they don't have any problems? Can I tell you something? Because they may not have any problems right away, problems will come. Because their problem may be delayed, it doesn't mean that it won't come. See, a lot of us, sometimes we look at where we are and the problems that we are facing, and we say to ourselves, I wish I had that person's life. Yo, glory be to God. I wish, and you don't know what you're wishing for. You feel like you're going through hell, but my God, something that seems like it doesn't mean that it is reality. We have to stop looking at other people and start looking at the God that you serve. Because it's delayed, it doesn't mean that it's not going to come to pass. The people, be careful how you are standing, because eventually you can fall. So that's why he tells you, don't talk about folks. When people are going through their tough times, pray for them, don't talk about them. Even if they slap you 3 times, don't even slap them back, because you're not slapping them. See, folks will push your button to get you up or down. Elevator.
There you go.
Where do you want to go? Up or down? They will push your button. Oh God, life will push your button. What the button does, it triggers a response to wherever you need to go. Some of us have a lot of buttons. Some of us, oh Lord, Jesus. Little things set us off. Little things set us off. So when it sets you off, where are you going? Where is it taking you? Who is the engineer that is elevating you? Where are you going? When you are feeling a certain way, where is it taking you? Up or down?
Amen.
I'm going to ask that question again. When you feel a certain way, where is it taking you? Up or down? Where are you going to get off? Where? Notice this. Let's look at this. Verse 22. Life is funny, people of God. If you look at it, life is funny. A lot of times we don't need to be depressed. A lot of times we just need to laugh. Right? Now, look at 22. And this is something you all need to laugh about. Look at this. This is not supposed to scare you. And it came to pass that the beggar did what? Died. And was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. And the rich man also what? So regardless of how rich, regardless of how poor, you may not have anything, so you still can't take nothing with you. Let me put it that way. Where my wife at? Nothing. And you may have everything, but you still can't take nothing.
Right.
So there is a place that is reserved, regardless of how much anyone has accumulated. There's a place reserved where they cannot bring anything with them when the button is pressed. When that door opens. Everyone is on the same platform. Really? Everyone on the same platform. There's a lot more I can say to that, but I want to get through this. So, as stated, that the rich man died, and it just said that they took him. But Lazarus died, and he had an escort. And he was escorted by what?
Angel.
By angel. The rich man didn't have an escort. Now, we see that there's something now flipped.
That's right.
There's a transition. It flipped based on what? The transition that took place. Based on death. So, both of them. But one has a spiritual escort. I like that. I like that. Now it says, look. I want to read 22. And it came to pass that he was taken to Abraham's bosom. So we want to look at Abraham's bosom figuratively. It's a place that refers to honor. It's a place that's reserved for special guests. So Abraham's bosom, Lazarus was now being honored. Lazarus is now a special guest. But now it didn't tell anything about the rich man being a special guest. It didn't say anything about the rich man being honored. But you would think that the rich man would be honored because he fared well. He had everything going on. He had respect. People knew him. He had wealth. He never lacked once in his life. Sometimes we look at our lack as if life is over. You smiling, Penny? Well, I do it. I don't lie. Well, I try my very best not to. Because me saying I don't lie, I might have lied and didn't realize that I even lied. Yeah. But I try my best not to. But we all have this feeling, is it that, man, because I don't have certain things, that life is over. You feel you will never get anywhere. Your situation or your circumstance will not change. The Bible talks about the race is not for the quick, nor the battle for the strong. But it says what? Time and chance. Can I tell y'all something? The time will come where you will get your chance.
Amen.
But your chance is dependent upon one thing. Your preparation. So you don't sit there and like, okay, my chance will come, my chance will come, my chance will come. I can't wait. No, you don't do that. You prepare for when the door opens, that when there's a ding, I'm on my floor, I know where I'm going, I know why I'm on that floor. You prepare yourself so when chance arrives, you can walk in. Everything in life has to do with preparation. Whether life or death, you prepare for the baby to come out, yes?
Yeah.
Well, don't prepare. They still don't come. They're still going to come. There's some things, once it's been activated, you can't stop it. Can y'all see an old pregnant woman? Oh, it's not time. Why? Life has a way of forcing when the time comes. It has a way of, whether you're ready or not, it's going to push until that baby comes. It's the same matter when God wants you to give birth. Once you have prepared yourself and you are at that place to deliver, whether you want it or not, you better be ready to walk through them doors. Can I tell y'all something? Improper preparation will cause death. Improper preparation will cause death. We can sit all day and wait. I'm waiting on the Lord. We hear a sound. Is that you, Lord? Improper preparation will cause death, naturally and spiritually. Because you will not be ready to walk through the doors when it's time for it to open. Some of us have missed a lot of blessings. Some of us, we have. It's all about your mindset. I want to read something to you all based on the perspective of people now. Your mindset, relative or relativity, how people think, how they view things. Everybody has a truth nowadays. Listen to this. Now, it calls in hell, I'm not cursing, or Sheol, or Hades, whatever pretty word they want to put. Just, it's hot down there. Okay? So watch this. In hell, he lift up his eyes, being what? In torment, and see Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in the bosom of Abraham. So watch this. He was aware of his circumstance now. He was aware of his status. What was that?
He's feeling the heat.
He's feeling the heat. You can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. But this kitchen, he couldn't get out of. There are some things, if you prepare for it, you will not be able to get out of it because you prepared for it. Does that make sense? No one forced you. It's just what you made preparation for. And sometimes we don't see that we're preparing for a thing until we get into it. See, that's why the Bible warns us and tells us what? Guard where? Your heart. With all diligence. Because the heart, the Bible says, it's deceitful and it's desperate and it's wicked. It says, who can know it? God does. Because he tries it. So then the scripture says, commit all your ways unto him. All. The goody and the baddie. That's not a word. Commit the good and the bad. But no, we go before the Lord. Oh, bless your name, Lord. Hallelujah. We glorify that. We magnify. You are marvelous. Lord, I'm going through this right now, Lord God. And you see, what is it that you're going through? Lord, I'm going through this right now. And you see, what is it that you're going through? Tell him. We pray around instead of being direct. But it says all the ways of a man is right in his own sight. But it said, look, the answer of the tongue comes from God. So see, you may think you're right. If you know that you might be wrong, commit everything into his hands. That's what he is simply saying. So then you say, Lord, I think I'm right, but I might be wrong. So therefore, I'm going to give it all to you. You help me to sort it out. Because my heart can be deceitful and desperate and wicked. I don't know. Because I may think I'm right in my own sight, and I might just be wrong. Help me to have clarity. Because I don't want to go into this kitchen and can't get out. It's a hot kitchen. But he was aware of his status now. Probably he never thought while he was living it up that there was another place. That's blindness right there. You're in one place, and because everything is going right in your sight, you think you're okay. I'm talking to somebody. Many of us, we are in a place where we think we are just okay, right. Nothing I need to change. Nothing I need to do. And we think that however we are now, we're supposed to continue like that. No, there is always something for us to change. There is always something for us to do. Then we can always learn more. We can always open up our heart to receive more. The Bible said, look, examine yourself. So just like you take an exam at school, just as how you go to the store and you examine the meat that you're about to purchase, examine your why you want to make sure the meat is not expired, right? There's some stuff in us that's expired. And we're still using it.
Go ahead, Pastor.
Ooh, that was tough, wasn't it? Expired attitude. Ooh. Expired demeanor. Sometimes how we look at things, that's been expired and we're still looking like it. The Lord told me, Rohan, those thoughts you have, they have been expired. Guess what he called them? Stinking thinking. He said, them things been expired and you're still using them. Stinking thinking. He said, they've been expired and you still using them. So you're contaminating yourself every day because you continue to taste and see. Continue to eat. That's rough. People of God, if you are thinking a certain way and the way you've been thinking that things aren't changing, you need to kind of alter that, convert it, kind of shift it, come to what a metamorphosis. It says, renew your what? Renew your mind. What is it about? I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, present your bodies as what? A living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto him, what? Reasonable service. Be not conformed to this earth, but be what? Metamorpho. Be transformed. You know, bionic. Is it bionic or Transformers?
Transformers.
Y'all see them that they transforming from the car to the. They come like, no, I'm Rohan, no, I'm Bumblebee.
Go ahead, Bubba.
Y'all afraid to transform. Man, come on, y'all. Okay, let me go. Okay, so status change. 24. Oh wow. They talk about with a big man don't cry. See, when he was living it up, no tears. He was cool, fine, collected. Watch this now. Now, 24 says he cried. In Jamaica, they said, man, where y'all about? Big man don't cry. And they call you all kind of names, huh? But now he crying. Like, why you crying? It's hot. He's feeling something that he never felt before. Ooh, let me hit somebody here. When you feel things that you have never felt before, it will cause you to what? Cry. Don't hold them tears back. Because based on the circumstance of his situation, he has nothing else to do but cry. Because his circumstance now triggered a different type of feeling within him. He had nothing else to do but cry. Crying is a good thing. It is a good thing. So he called for who? Father Abraham. And he said, what? Have mercy on me. And send Lazarus. Oh, he knew Lazarus? The same people that ignored you will be the same people God will use to ask for you. Things have a way of shifting. Things have a way of turning. God will do the shifting and the turning on your behalf. Hey, glory be to God. Wait up on the Lord. Time will come. Change will come. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not to your own understanding, but in all of your ways, acknowledge him, and he definitely will direct your path. Whether it's in death or life, you need to say, yes, Lord, I am directed by you. state can't cover you like the Lord. So when status and situation change, but he never recognized Lazarus. God said, look, when your ways please him, he will even allow your enemies to be at peace with you. All you have to do is please him, because say, look, I'm the status changer. I know how to change your status. See, when people don't even recognize what they are doing to you, just please me.
Yes, sir.
He didn't say fight. He didn't say fuss. He didn't say quarrel. He didn't say act a fool. He said just please me.
Amen.
See, some of y'all are so bad and terrible. Because when the enemy comes now, because they are in hell and they need you to get them out of hell. Sometimes we don't even want to help them. We're like, you remember? You remember? You did this, you did that, you did that. And all these stars just keep coming and fluttering in your head. And say, I got you now. Lord is saying, no, you don't. I fought the battle for you. You didn't fight it yourself. The battle is not yours, it belongs to me. You're only getting the victory. You didn't have to fight the battle. You only gave him the victory because you can say, oh, hallelujah, Lord. You work in mysterious ways with wonders to perform. That's what we need to say. Give him glory and don't allow the status change to allow us to become like. See, God is trying to protect y'all and y'all don't even see that. 25. But Abraham said, son, remember that thou in thy what? Lifetime receiveth what? Good things. And likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted. And thou what? Are tormented. God knows how to bring his people to a place of comfort. Read Psalm 23. Listen to this. The thoughts and the mentality of people nowadays, they don't believe in no absolute. They don't believe that there is any lawgiver. They don't believe in any absolute. They don't believe that there is a lawgiver. Listen to their mindset. Relativism. Relativism. Listen to what it does. Just say relative. Things that are relative. Okay? It reduces every element of absolute. It reduces every element of what is absolute. Now, while making what? A complete illogical exception in favor of what? The reduction of itself. So, in essence, what they're saying, there is no such thing as logic. It's illogical. It's relative. In essence, you can feel how you want to feel. You can do what you want to do. You give yourself your own answers. There is no absolute. There are no laws. So therefore, as human or humanity, you become your own law. You become your own God. So if I say that this story is absolutely true, based on it being a parable or symbolism of life and death, that's relative. You think so, you believe so, but I think a different way. How can you prove that it's true? Well, since you can't prove it, then how can you prove that it's not true? That should be your follow-up question. Because they're asking you, how can you prove that it's true? How can you prove that it's not true? Well, I cannot prove that it's not true, but I don't care. So you are willing to take the chance anyway. See, this world is about chance. This world is not about absolute. Anything that is absolute based on what we believe, because our absolute is this, that there is a lawgiver. And he gives laws. And those laws are not relative. Those laws are specific. They are factual. And when this was shown to me, that we change belief system very quickly and easily. Because the devil did that to Adam and Eve. God said, the day that you eat from this, you shall surely die. So you eat from the tree of knowledge, good and evil, you will die. So he told him specifically, and he gave him the definition, correct? Amen. So what the devil did, he switched what was absolute into being what? Relative. So when Adam ate what was relative, he absolutely died. So the devil went and pressed his button and elevated himself above God. And Adam, who had the absolute truth in his hand, he changed it for something that was false, for something that was a lie. There are many of us that are changing truth for lie. We are switching. Nowadays, they want everything to be uniform. Everyone falls under one umbrella. Everybody believes the same thing. When you go to school nowadays, they are teaching your children believe the same thing. You see relationships and everything, everybody just intermixing and intertangling and laughing and gathering. It's just all cohesive. It's just all uniform. It's okay. See, I can intermingle with you. I can interact with you. I can work with you. But when it comes to belief, how can two walk unless they agree? Nothing wrong with me working with you. Nothing wrong with me sitting down and having dinner or having a conversation with you. We can build camaraderie. Nothing wrong with that. We have a purpose. I have to eat. I have to work. A man don't work, don't eat, right? So we can do all of that. But when it comes to belief, it comes to the point where in the beginning, God. That is my absolute. That's what we stand on. So if you don't believe there is a Hades or a hell or a Sheol, if you don't believe that when you die, you are going to go to Abraham's bosom or you are going to go to the place of torment. If you don't believe that, that's on you. Mm-hmm. That is your business. But as I stated to you, when you go into an elevator, someone can press the button for you based on the floor you want to go to. And you can ride there because that was your desire. And they help you. You can press your own button. And you can go to the floor you want to. You can go up. You can go down. This is not scary. This is just giving you a way. This is just showing you a way. This is just showing that, look, as a believer, as a Christian, everybody will die. We don't need to cry over that. We don't need to bawl over that. It's going to happen. Even if we cry all day, it's still going to happen.
No matter what.
No matter what. It's out of our control. Because you don't want to sit up here pumped up with prescription and drugs trying to keep you alive. Who want to go through that? Nobody. Can we speak the truth? No one wants to. But for a believer, there's a place place that's called Abraham's bosom. Y'all see them babies when the mother having in their bosom? They just, they find a place of comfort and they just what? They rest. As a believer, that place is set up for us. Let me read through this because we have to get out of here. I want to say this again. It says that Hitler killed at least, let's say 11 million, some say to 11 million to 17 million. Okay? So the reason why I want to present these to you is this. If everything is just relative, think about it. And I can do whatever to you that I choose to do because I have no law. And there is no law for me to follow. I can do whatever it is and there is no consequence at all. If everything is just relative. And you are going to tell me that I can just live in a world where anything goes and there is no consequence to evil at all? Yeah, come on, Kiki. That's chaos, isn't it? That's chaos. And this is the question that was asked. 26. I hope I didn't skip 25. And beside all, between us and you. Okay, let me make sure I didn't skip this, people of God. So he was tormented. Let's go to 26. And beside all this, between us and you, there is a what? Great gulf fixed, so that they which would pass from hence to you cannot. Neither can they pass to us. That will what? Come to them. So they were stuck. His elevator is broken. His elevator is down. He made a choice. His position was now what? Fixed. 5 minutes. Got you, baby doll. I know I'm not supposed to say that. I love my wife, y'all. I just mess with her all the time. It's just, it's just me. I know you're supposed to be perfect when you're preaching. And like, oh my God, 5 minutes? Oh yeah, 5 minutes. Hey, it's all good. Right. The foolishness of preaching, right? Keeps you guys' attention too. I'm not in all right, but listen to this. So he is stuck. 27. So he can't pass over at all. His first position, it was cool. He was fine. Now his money can't even help him. No. Listen to him. Look how nice he is. Then he said, I pray thee therefore, Father, that thou wouldest send him to my father's house. No, I'm sorry. Can I neither pass? Okay. Send him to my father's house. Because I have what? 5 brethren. That he may what? Testify unto them, lest they also come into this place of what? Torment. He didn't recognize Lazarus at all while he was doing his thing, did he? He didn't recognize Lazarus at all. Now he has such a concerned heart. When your status changes. So this is not a true conversion. Right. The only reason why he is so caring and nice now is because of his circumstance and his situation. People have a way of changing. And that will come to you as if that they have such a sincere heart that they care about other people. He's just trying to get out. Amen. He is just trying to get out. Because he made a decision that was absolute. He made a decision that he didn't realize that he was actually making. Because he never took time to seek out what is absolutely truth or not. That's why I think you can't go by what mama taught you or daddy told you. You have to go what? Match up what you have been taught with also what's in reality. In essence, go get some knowledge. Yep. Don't just go by what people tell you. Don't just go by what you hear. Do some research. Look into it. So that you can come to what? A conscious decision as for, I know why I am making this decision. Listen, 28, I'm going to read through this. For I have 5 brethren, that he may what? Testify. Wow, he ready to go witness. Lest they also come into this place of torment. Abraham said unto him, they have Moses, they have the prophets. Let them what? Let them hear them. And he said, nay, Father Abraham, but if one went unto them from the dead, they will repent. Oh my God, he ready to go preach. 31, and he said unto him, if they hear not Moses and the prophets, neither will they what? Be persuaded, thou one that rise from the dead.
He gonna believe it no matter what.
Isn't life is fascinating. I'm finished.